Winnebago Tribe.
KWTN 100.9 FM. There I am. I'd like to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and for those that are overseas joining us, make sure we wish you guys a good night. Hey, this is Winnebago Talks on a beautiful Tuesday, a nice chilly October Tuesday as winter is coming around the corner, and we are definitely in the fall season. Folks, we have a lot to talk about. It's been a while since we've been back on air. And appreciate everybody. My name is Garan, Coons, Communications Officer for the Winnebago Tribe. Be joined in the studio with Brian Chamberlain, the Winnebago Indian News Editor. And then for the big voice, he's also known as MCBKC, the host of Res Ride and Midnight Love. Then we have Bethani Redhorn, who is the Communications Office Manager. And she also is one of our DJs, and she goes by DJ Bethany, the host of All Requests Live. She's also the producer of our live streams for the sporting shows, and she's helping out with Baby Bison Beats, and she's also in the Res Ride as she's the person that holds the shotgun, right?
Yeah, I get to ride shotgun and be MCBKC's co-pilot.
There you go. Well, Sharon Teed has the aux cord and stuff. But nonetheless, here, man, we have, like I said, a lot to talk about. Here today, we are going to talk about Get Out the Vote. Mm-hmm. We're also going to talk about COVID-19. We're going to talk about the Winnebago Indian News. And we have $500 for the general welfare exclusion payment that we need to have our big voicers help us get the word out about that. So tons to talk about. First of all, I want to say good morning to Brian and Bethany. How was you guys' weekend?
Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice and long and
yeah.
Eventful. And
we have a special birthday weekend because MCBK's birthday
month celebrity.
Yeah, when's your birthday? What was it, Saturday or?
Unfortunately, yes, it was Sunday.
It was Sunday?
Yes.
Well, happy birthday, man.
Oh, thank you.
For sure. 365 days around the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. Another one.
That is awesome. Yeah, and we are also going to be joined here momentarily with Cynthia Lemire. And she's going to talk about Get Out the Vote. But before we do, we'll turn it over to the Winnebago Indian News. What you got for us?
Yeah, good morning, everybody. The Winnebago Indian News, we actually just printed our recent issue. It came out into your mailboxes on Saturday, or you probably got it this morning when you checked your mail. And so there's a lot of stuff that we put into this issue. As you guys know, we'll start out at the top. We've always been featuring prominent tribal members on our masthead, and we kind of transitioned that just a little bit because we've been now featuring some of the clan symbols. So we started off, of course, with the Thunder Clan in our last issue. And in this one, because Tyler said, why don't we do the Snake Clan? Because obviously that's hers. Mm-hmm. And so we have the Snake Clan illustrated, and their icon is on our masthead for this issue. And because we are also in the Halloween season, we decided to do a kind of, I guess, a scary theme as well. So you'll see the gradient purple and like slime green in order to give it kind of that.
Is that Beetlejuice colors?
Yeah, a little bit of that. But yeah, Halloween is a favorite holiday for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so we try to keep that in that vibe. And of
have
course,
you seen it yet? Beetlejuice 2?
I have not yet. I want to though.
I haven't either, and I've heard mixed reviews.
Sam, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was it, like 19 years, 20 years since the last one?
Oh, it was closer to 30 because I thought Beetlejuice came out in 1990.
Dang.
Or was it somewhere
Before I was born.
Wow.
Yeah, right in that range, somewhere in there. So yeah, a long time.
Are you guys scary people? I mean, not scary people, but I mean, like, are you guys scary movie people?
No. I don't watch scary movies typically. I guess let me rephrase that. I don't care for the gore.
Okay.
I like a good thriller,
Yeah.
but I don't need to see blood and guts. That's not.
How about
Yeah. I like spooky movies. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm a big horror watcher.
Yes. Yeah.
But it was funny because like when I was younger, I used to get scared very easily, and it's like as I got older, like I could actually sit through what's that, Hellraiser? No, just kidding.
Oh, gosh,
yeah, that was-
Pinhead and a lot of stuff there. So, yep, in the Winnebago Indian News, as what you illustrated, and we will have much conversation. Our headline, of course, was the Winnebago Tribal Council approved the general welfare exclusion payment. And so some of that data and information is in the print form of the Winnebago Indian News, and it has been splashed all over the Winnebago Tribe's social media pages. The Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska, the Big Voice Radio, the Winnebago Indian News, and several others on how to basically register for this payment. And time is of the essence,
Yeah.
tribal members. So if you haven't told your people or you haven't done it yourself, you need to get on it, because one of the main factors, and we're going to jump all the way to the end, and again, I know you have a lot of data, is that the money must leave the tribe's bank account by December 31st, 2024 at close of business, because that is one of the requirements of where this money is coming from. It is not from the casinos or anything else like that.
Yeah,
So-
they would call that kind of like a, what do they call it, a per capita payment?
Yes.
It's not a per capita,
No,
it's a general welfare exclusion payment.
Yes.
And there's certain parameters.
Absolutely.
People are like, why don't they just go off based off last year's and stuff
Right.
like that? But you do have to apply.
Yes.
Takes about maybe, did you do yours yet?
I did not, but I know it's, some people had a few issues, and have your IDs ready, because you have to upload your ID,
Yeah.
and it's simple, especially if you're on your mobile device and that type of thing, but go through the process. And the other thing with that as well, there's data in this, and I'm kind of jumping all over with it, is that there is assistance that's being provided to the seniors
Yeah.
by the Winnebago Senior Citizen Center.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's going to be tomorrow. In fact, can you go to the Winnebago Facebook page?
Yes.
Let's read that information, because Serenity and the crew went down there yesterday, or excuse me, last Wednesday, and there was some elders that messaged over the weekend, and they needed some help. It's kind of
Yeah.
intimidating.
Sure.
So one of the things that we wanted to get out, maybe we can get Billy or Jasmine or somebody up here to kind of discuss it and stuff. Rona being the treasurer and stuff, you know what I mean? But a lot of questions about security, which is good.
Yeah.
You raise those questions and stuff, because everybody is, especially nowadays, we got hackers, we got people that say, hey, deposit $25, I'll give you $500. There's this stuff,
We're
phishing.
trying to sell you some printer paper.
Oh, yeah,
Oh my
we got
gosh.
that question the other
Yeah.
day and stuff. And
Yeah,
so,
I'm a prince from Nigeria.
right.
One of the real old ones.
yeah. One
Oh
of
my
my,
gosh.
it was crazy. But
Yeah, don't fall for that.
here's a little fun fact that I learned. That DocuSign, it's a DocuSign, which has a signature. DocuSign is used by the United States Department of Defense as their official transmission. So, I mean, if you're going to be safe, Winnebago Tribe and the
Yeah.
finance department, man, they did it up here and stuff. So,
Yes.
DocuSign is very secure and stuff. But like I said, some people are going to have some questions.
Yep.
I had questions.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, far as like, what do I upload, and do I just take a selfie and all this and that and stuff? But it has to be your ID or tribal ID.
Yes, give us the duck, your best duck selfie. And
There you go. There
this
you go.
is me. Where's my money?
So Wednesday, can you read that? Which is tomorrow.
Yes, so they do have this set up at the Senior Center, and that'll be October 16th, tomorrow from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. So you need to bring your tribal and your state or state ID. For more information, you can contact Serenity Drew at 531-233-0769.
And that's posted on the Facebook page. And then we should also put it in the comment.
Yeah,
And then
yep.
if we can also help us out too, because the seniors are the ones that need this information.
Yes, and
so
they are not typically on social media, so make sure that you call them or tell them in person, because they're probably not even seeing the message. If it's on Facebook and they're not on Facebook, they've never even seen it. So
Yes.
November 15th, circle that. You got to do your application before then.
yes,
That is like the SOL day.
Yep.
You know
If
what I
you don't
mean?
have it
Shoot,
done
you're
by
out of
then,
luck
yep.
that day, because
And-
they're not processing after that.
Nope.
You do have the option to put what they call direct deposit, ACH.
yes.
Or you can get a check and stuff. So
That's right.
very important.
Yep, a lot of detail and information there. But back to the Winnebago Indian News. At the top, we also have kind of the teasers of what's inside. One of the stories that we were able to feature, I got a hold of his mom a couple weeks ago because I did see it go out on their social media. Winnebago Public School, Winnebago High School alumnus David Winget Jr., I believe, he has gone pro. And so his pro team is in Portugal, over in Europe, and he is beginning his season and getting into that effort. So we have another pro athlete coming out of Winnebago Public School. And the
Nice.
story
Good
that
job,
they
yeah.
put together is featured in the Winnebago Indian News.
Cool.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Yes,
so
and-
is the Winnebago on the News going to go cover a game? No.
Yes, we are, as we're leaving later today. Thanks. Thanks, Winnebago Tribe. No, it's just kidding. I know. Some people-
Sponsored by the big boys.
Yes,
No,
Yes,
I'm just kidding.
exactly. We'll go live from over there and we'll say, hey, we're here. We'll see you later. No, I'm just kidding. And then, of course, on Hakeiwa, which is the social page for the Winnebago Indian News, we have the question of the issue, which we talked about our live concerts from the staff here. And there's a pretty good mix. I like what you guys put in there. And then also I had the chance to see the one and only Kenneth Babyface Edmonds, and I did a review of his concert when he was up at Mystic Lake a couple of weekends ago. Fantastic show. Absolutely fantastic.
That is awesome. Hey, appreciate you guys contributing to
Yes,
that.
indeed.
I mean,
there's
like,
a lot of good stuff.
the Winnebago Tribe or the WIN didn't pay for you to go attend that conference.
absolutely.
We're
No,
just
that's
kind of doing
the-
it on
yep,
our
'cause
own.
people
And
want, what's happening in and around Winnebago. And so we always have that kind of stuff, because also what's going to be happening here in Winnebago is, as you know, tonight, the Big Voice Radio is doing their live broadcast and coverage of the volleyball game that's happening here. And do you know the time when that's starting?
Starts at 5.
At 5 p.m. And so you'll be able
Jinxie,
to
owe me a Coke.
you'll be able to see all of that, and it's being broadcast via the
it's going to be on the Big Voice page.
Big Voice page.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Are they doing their YouTube still or no?
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
huddle. It's huddle this time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you
We'll post the
enjoy that
links.
stream, we
Yeah.
don't want to bother that and stuff.
Okay.
This is an addition.
Oh, okay.
It's
so-
their last home game. It's a triangular, and we had to cover one for the seniors and stuff. We did
Yes.
football.
Yeah.
So we gotta give some love to the volleyball players.
But also with that as well. So tune in tonight for that, because you'll see and hear all of that with the commentary, as opposed to just kind of the blank whatever. But the other one that's going to be coming up later in the week, the Winnebago Indians are traveling 10 miles south, and they're going to be going against, on the gridiron, the Macy Chiefs in Macy. And that's also going to be live broadcast through the Big Voice Radio. And I'm really fired up for that.
Yeah.
Because the question of the issue for the next time around is, we're going to have all of the staff members here talk about one of the greatest high school rivalries that you can remember, whether it was a game or a feeling or a vibe or whatever it was. And I already have in mind 2 of them that I'm wrestling with, where you went to the game. It was the proverbial barn burner. Who were they playing? What was happening? All that kind of stuff. So that's going to be the question of the issue for the next time around.
All right.
But look
go.
forward to those live broadcast games, guys, because nobody does it like the Big Voice, and I'm glad that we're back on the air with those, because people like to hear it.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
we got some talented DJs and we have some talented commentators, and it's really good to see.
Thank you, Brian. Winnebago Indian News. And more information about Winnebago Indian News at the WinnebagoTribe.com. Look
Yep.
for the news section. You can see the latest. There's one that had the election results and all kind of good stuff
Yes,
here.
and
then
also
there's-
inside of this issue, the tribal council election results are also inside of this, as well as our coverage of the water blessing walk that was held a couple weeks ago. A fantastic event. And so we have pictures from that, as well as a lot of other good information. I'm really happy with this issue, because there's a ton of stuff in it. And so run out and pick it up, because it's in your mailboxes. And if you need to get a hold of us because you don't have a subscription, email Tyler at tyler.snake@winnebagotribe.com, and she will make sure that you are added to the list.
All right. Perfect. Okay. We're going to continue on with our next
And we
section
have the
here.
answer is coming up, guys. Hope you're ready.
It's going to be a good one here. Maybe have the birthday edition or something like that. Well, again, happy birthday to Brian. And there's a lot of birthdays. If you have a birthday shout out, what can they do?
So we also have a programming show on Thursdays called All Request Live. And during All Request Live, we do get into a segment that we call the birthday shout-outs. So right in the middle of the show at the top of the hour, which is around the noon hour, on Thursdays, we get into some birthday shout-outs. So if you ever wanted to send that in, you can get a hold of us through the text line. It's 402-922-3347. Or our email is KWTN@WinnebagoTribe.com. Or on Facebook, we are Winnebago Big Voice.
Awesome. That's changing our section here. Hey, we like to welcome in and appreciate. We'll give an opportunity. You can go ahead and throw the headphones on there, and we'll open up your microphone. And here to discuss something very, very important. We have some deadlines, but go ahead and give us your introduction and your title.
Good morning. I'm Cynthia Lemire. I am the Central Committee member with the Democratic National Committee and with the Native Caucus, chair. So I'm just here to encourage our communities to get out the vote this year.
We just got done with tribal elections, but we also have national elections. The date is coming around the corner. It's going to be in November. November 8th is
November 5th. Tuesday, November 5th.
November 5th, yes. And then we do have a date this week that is very important. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So Friday, October 18th is the deadline to postmark a register by mail document, and you have until October 25th, the following Friday, if you wish to go to Pender and register in person. And you can go on the website if you go to nebraskademocrats.org or you go to your Secretary of State.gov. You can do some voter registration online. And of course, you have to have the capability to upload and add your government issued tribal ID included to attach to those documents to register in time also.
New this year is you must have a photo ID to vote.
Yes.
I mean, it's just got to be.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
whether it's a state issued, like a government issued ID, your tribal ID works, and of course your like a college, ID, something on that line that documents who you are at the time if you vote in person. Whether you vote early, and so even right now you can vote early as of October 7th. You could go to Pender if you wish, and you can actually up until the 25th you can register the same day. So if you're not registered or you move to another part of Thurston County, you can register and vote at the same time if you drive to Pender and do all of that. If you go online and request a vote by mail, you have to do that immediately, the sooner the better, to get your ballot in the mail. And then, of course, it has to be postmarked by October 25th, or you can take it and drop it off. There's a drop box outside the courthouse in Thurston, County. And they also have this year a way to track. So if you're, voting by mail and you're a little bit leery, you drop it off. There's a little techie thing you can do to track your vote, when it's arrived, the courthouse is registered, receiving it, etc.
Yeah.
And so that's all in place now this year as well.
So we kind of got the formality, some of the dates, and we always kind of implore our big voice people to get out their calendars and remember those dates and stuff. But I wanted to kind of ask you kind of a personal question and stuff. Why is it important for natives to get out the vote? And then maybe why it's important, kind of like your work. I know that we approached the tribal council together. They also said it's important that, especially us in Indian country, get out the vote and stuff. Why is this election important? And then maybe, I don't know if you have a story you could tell us or something.
Well, my husband and I always felt that for Native Americans, voting is important irrespective of whether it's a presidential, governor, etc. Tribal nations are in a unique situation that, again, we weren't recognized as citizens until your 1934, 1924, all of those, your Dawes Act, et cetera, all that stuff kicks in. So basically, we're kind of native considered dual citizens. We're citizens of our tribal nations and we're citizens of the U.S. Government. And so previously, we didn't have a say in all of this. But as we all know, in Indian country, we deal with county government officials, we deal with state, government officials, and of course the federal government is who we have a government-to-government relationship with. And your administration is always important because that administration, presidential administration, is the one who sets the policies and the tones for how your federal governments are going to operate, all of your departments. And so as those programs, et cetera, all get established for Indian country, it's very important for Native American to have a voice. And that vote is our voice within the parameters that happen outside the reservation, as well as it is a voice that happens in your own local tribal, elections. And so that's very important. But first and foremost, I guess, of my era, we all grew up with World War I, World War II, and Korean War, veterans as our parents, our grandparents, et cetera. And so it was a different era. And of course, on my maternal side, my grandmother was a Gold Star mother from the Korean War. And then, of course, on my late husband's side, his mother was a Gold Star mother from the Vietnam.
For those
war.
that don't know what a Gold Star mother is.
That's you have a son or a daughter but you have killed in action, basically. And so those scars, even from 1951, from my uncle, my husband and I both experience what it does, to family and how those things, transpire. And in Indian country, we've always overrepresentative in our veterans, our warriors, that go off to fight. That's a different perspective too in Indian country, and that they're fighting for our homelands, not just as U.S. citizens, taking an oath for the U.S. government. As a tribal citizen, they are representing and defending, our homelands. And so I think for Indian country, it's just a more unique situation than other voters throughout, whether they're whatever minority groups, et cetera. To me, it's just always a unique thing for Indian country, and that's our voice, and we have to exercise that voice so that we have input in Indian country, and the rest of the country understands, where we're coming from. And so that side is the, just our conscience of making a point to get out there. And
well, we're known as the big voice, people with the big voice and stuff. You said it, and I just kind of want to re-say that vote is our voice.
Yes.
That vote is our voice. I like that. We should get some, you know what I mean? Like it matters. It seriously does. Especially this election, we had 100 years, and we're recognized as citizens.
Right.
That's not very long.
No, and then really, it wasn't really put into effect until, the civil rights of the, 60s. Then, again, if you were a brown person and went to vote, there was all kinds of things that caused, issues with that. And so it really hasn't been till, and then, of course, we have AIM after the 60s, et cetera. So Indian country, we've always had to fight for our right to be recognized and have that, voice. So I think it's important to get out there. And the other aspect is that, so my husband and I, we always made a point, we were, conscientious, we voted. But then working in Indian country for so many years, the first thing we noticed in the 80s is that, and I'm talking about the Reaganism, that came in the early 80s. And so when you have an administration that touts all this other stuff that they're going to do, but it takes money, well, then the first thing you do is you take money from the least voice, the least noticed, and that's where Indian country's funding plummeted, and you had all kinds of program changes or funding that just went away, et cetera. And so we were devastated in 1984 when he was elected. And so that's when we started to, and Winnebago Tribe at that time too, in the early 80s, had started the whole, changing the vote to oust a sheriff in Thurston County.
Okay.
And so even the tribe as a whole was saying, okay, we've got to do something. And again, that vote was the way you could do it. South Dakota, did some of the same things to get rid of anti-Native American representation. And then probably a couple of years after that is when Reverend Jackson came through. And of course, up here at IBP, you always had union strikes and stuff going on, and Jackson was running as president that year, and he came to Dakota City and spoke at the strike. And so Frank and I were pretty well inspired by that and said, so what do we need to do to help him get elected as president? So we approached the state office in Nebraska to figure out, okay, how does this work in Nebraska? And the rest is history for us, for our career in working with the party.
I wanted to share a story about the late Dr. Frank. One is that him and my dad, they passed away on Father's Day, and the same time. and they're both Bear Clan members and stuff. And of course, my dad was serving as vice chairman, and then Frank was also the vice chairman of the national,
State.
Nebraska,
Yeah, he was-
state.
Yeah, he had been reelected. He served in the from the early '90s. He had 3 terms as vice chair of the Nebraska Democratic Party.
Yeah.
And then again, your Nebraska Party, you always have to have a male and female representation. So then when a male chair was elected, he couldn't be reelected as vice chair. So then the National Democratic Party appointed him as an at-large to represent. So
Wow.
Nebraska had even more representation. And so then he worked, he was a 13-year with the National
Yeah.
Democratic Party. And your Native American caucuses, et cetera, because you had minuscule representation even at the national
Yeah.
level for Indian people. And so he worked diligently to get that membership increase for that to be recognized as a national caucus instead of a council.
It was national elections, and this guy is, and it's huge for the state of Nebraska. I seen him up there with Bernie Sanders and Jane Klebb, and it was the day of elections. He should have been down in Omaha, and he wanted to spend that day with his people. So the chair, Jane Klebb, calls him like, "Hey Frank, where are you gonna post up at and stuff?" And he's like, "I'm going down to Winnebago." I sat down and met with him and Ann Downs, and they did this wonderful live on the Winnebago Facebook page. He just implored people to get out there, especially natives, to get out and vote and stuff. And he shared the story about losing his brother in Vietnam. And then he also shared just kind of what it means, and especially in Nebraska. So we need to make sure that we remember those dates. And then we're kind of on a mission that we want to make sure that people use that voice as their, or use that vote
As their voice.
as their voice
Yes.
this year.
Yes, very much so.
I mean, from youngest to the oldest and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, that's what we need to do. And we want to see a increase where they out there recognize Winnebago Tribers, man, they're going to get out and vote. The last time we had a really big election is when everybody kind of went to the polls to vote for gaming, because we knew what that meant. Well, there's a lot of things that are going to be happening here in the future, especially now, that is going to affect our people and stuff. So you need to use your vote for
Yeah.
your voice.
Yes. And the other unique story of Frank's brother is that at the time, which was a lot of the protests, et cetera, that were going on in the 70s because of the Vietnam War, is that you had to be 21 to vote in the United States. And so 1971 was when they finally passed the vote to be 18 years of age. So you were drafted at 18, but you didn't have the right to vote. So you could be sent off to war and get killed, but you didn't have the right to vote. And so that bill passed in 1971, on July 1, 1971, as a matter of fact. And that day is the only U.S. citizen that was killed that day in Vietnam was Anthony John Lemire. And so that was the other thing that always was really very profound for Frank, is that, 18-year-olds, you're old enough to be sent off, to battle and sacrifice your life. You're old enough to vote. And so that was one of the other motivating factors for him, was to make sure people understood that story. And the other ironic thing is that when you research and the military data of all the deaths that come out of Vietnam at that time, several, later in that early 70s, but Anthony John Lemire is the only KIA in the United States that particular day. So he lived to be, Frank, I say 20 years and 20 days, and never had the right to vote. So,
Wow.
ironic things.
Cynthia, we appreciate you coming here. I got one more question, and then we have to get to our next section and stuff. But my question is, you yourself, you represent kind of there's the Republicans, there's independents, and there's the Democrats. I want to give you an opportunity, and if any Republicans out there want to kind of, here at the Big Voice, we would just want people to go to the polls.
Yes.
We don't really care about what party you are, but just exercise your vote.
Yes.
Exercise your voice and stuff. But I want to give you an opportunity here to discuss kind of some of the things that your party.
But of course, as a Democrat representative, I'm a former vice chair of the state of Nebraska as well. At one time in the early 2000s, Frank and I served as husband and wife. He was an at-large member at the DNC, and I was vice chair of the state of Nebraska. And then, of course, we participated and ran in our county, conventions, and were elected delegates at various times. He was a delegate every year since 1988 to the national, conventions. And so, again, Democrats are the people's, party, and your social, programs, all of that kind of stuff. That's what we're always supporting and promoting. And so we will be working as a Democratic Party in the county, providing listings. They're putting out listings if you want to go to nebraskademocrats.org. Again, even there, you can check to make sure if you're registered. And there's documents for your county so when you go in there, you understand who is the Nebraska Democrats are supporting, and who those candidates are. And then also your initiatives, your ballot initiatives can be very confusing sometimes. And so that document will list what you're voting for, what you're voting against, that here's what that party is promoting. Because some people can be overwhelmed in some of the verbiage and stuff on those kind of documents. So the party will have all of that information on the website, and they will also be having flyers and stuff out for things between now and election day. And especially now, because even if you're doing an early ballot, you want to be able to have that document to look and see who they're promoting as candidates.
We invite you back. Leading up to that date of election date and stuff, we want you to come back and give us more information because, especially this year, guys, let's make sure you circle that date. October 18th is the last day to register to vote. So that's important that if you guys can help us.
Unless you go in person. Yeah. If you go in person, but you got to get to Pender to do that. So. Okay.
All right. Anything else that we're missing?
I think we've kind of covered a lot today. We don't want to cover too much.
Right. For sure. Well, thank you for coming in. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Thank you for the time.
This is our news break. Who's next?
Well, we want to call up to the table. We have Winnebago Two-Spirit here in the studio. And so, while they get transitioned, I'm just really liking that. It makes me want to sit up straight and,
the news break.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, well, we'd like to welcome into our next section. We do have some information about COVID-19 coming up.
Yes.
So after our guest here, we have Jane and the crew from WCHS. Very important because that pesky COVID-19 might be making its rounds and stuff. But we also have vaccine information, so you want to make sure you stay tuned for that. But go ahead and we have Emmy, and then we also have Curtis from the Winnebago Two-Spirit. How's it going, guys?
Awesome. Good. Nice and cold this morning.
Yeah, for sure. I know you guys had, Yasquatch, and that turned out pretty good. Seen the pictures, and congratulations on a wonderful event on that. You guys have some more events coming up. Go ahead and give us your guys' event date.
Yeah. So this Saturday we have our pumpkin painting, our annual pumpkin painting, over at the farmers market.
Oh, okay.
It is from 1 to 4. And everybody's welcome.
Okay.
Totally free for everybody to attend. We give a ton of door prizes.
Cool.
This year is Beetlejuice, the theme.
There you go.
Yes.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
And?
Love it.
Recommend it?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah.
And it has good cameos.
Yes.
Does it really? Okay.
Yeah, and it has the original, I think Michael Keaton said he would not do it unless the original people were in it, and if Tim Burton directed it, so he had all these stipulations to make sure. And a lot of people were saying it's like the Tim Burton revival because they thought a lot of his stuff recently wasn't very good. And
yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I recommend it.
It's
I don't know.
good.
I like it.
Yeah. We watched it a couple of times, and it's just now streaming, I believe. Yeah, too.
Okay.
So it just
Okay.
So Saturday, and then how much does it cost to get a pumpkin and all that stuff?
Totally free.
Totally free.
$3.99. Love it.
Yeah, and we buy our pumpkins locally from local farmers, so we're also helping,
Stay local.
Nebraska local economy here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys did it last year.
Yes. Last year's was, what was the theme? Wednesday?
Adam's family. Yes, we always have a good theme. I think this was maybe our third year doing this. We also had the year before that we had Stranger Things, and we always go hard with our themes, with our prizes, and with decorating. So we could use some volunteers. If you could show up earlier, like at 11, we need people to help like decorate and set up and everything, because we want to make it all Beetlejuicy and everything.
I like it.
We were saying it was Dega Juice.
There you go. I think she is displaying your guys' Facebook page and your flyer and stuff.
Okay.
But if you guys just want to send a message to Winnebago Two Spirit volunteers, looking for some volunteers,
come on out, let us know. Yes, and I do want to say thank you to WCHS. They're helping out with a lot of the like paint products, the brushes, and things like that.
Yeah.
Also, we have a GoFundMe that's up to help cover the cost of all of this.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, like, if you want to contribute something, it's 100% of that funds raised go to this event.
Cool.
Yes.
I like it 100%. So
yeah.
And I think too, one of the things is make sure you guys are not kind of like funded. It's all kind of mostly donations and personal donations.
I think that's what makes us like unique as a Winnebago organization, is that we were created and formed here from people within the Winnebago community. We don't have a national nonprofit funding us or like
or
over
a foundation
over us. Yeah, so we don't have any big grants. Everything that we do is through donations, and it's volunteers. We don't get paid. This is our heart work. Like, we want to do this because October 11th was coming out day, and that's our thing, is that we want to make it a safe community to come, for people to live as they are authentically, to feel safe in doing so. And so you don't have to be LGBTQ plus to come to our events. Like, if that's something that you believe in and that's something that you want to contribute to, and have a community that's safe for especially our youth to be who they are and not feel like they have to hide that, or we're anti-suicide or feel like they have to hurt themselves or anything because of how they're viewed. Then come out and celebrate with us, support us, bring all the kids out and everything. And that show of support, like, a lot of our events are growing, like the Squatch. A lot of more and more people hear about it and they come out. Just coming out, even that is like showing support for, I guess, our vision.
Definitely. I see you guys supporting some of the things too that like YCIC is promoting. There's a lot of talk about like suicide prevention, and I think they do like a, what do they call it, where you can sit down and be equipped with some skills. Like, if somebody approaches to you thinking about suicide ideation, here's some tools and some help that you can get them and stuff. And I appreciate you guys kind of spreading that message and helping the Winnebago and the surrounding area. You guys not only just collaborate here in Winnebago, but you guys are also up in South Sioux City and Sioux City,
in Omaha.
And it's a very unique organization, so appreciate it. Thank you guys for taking the time out for doing that for everybody. That maybe has some questions and stuff. We really appreciate that. Very important that you guys keep up this organization and keep up all that information. So Saturday, we're gonna make a pumpkin. All right. Let's do it.
Yes.
Anything else that you guys want to?
We do have, speaking of YCIC, we have a couple of events going on. There's one this week on Thursday. It's the Communicating with Canvas.
Oh, okay.
So we do it usually once a month. This month we had 2 painting classes. That's what I call them. So this one is 5 to 7 on Thursday. And then the next event that we have over at YCIC is the Haunted House.
Oh,
The
cool.
Haunted House on the 29th and 30th.
Okay.
Both nights from 5 to 8.
Alrighty.
Yes.
And it costs $5.
It's $5, yes. And this is a fundraiser. All the funds go to help with individuals that are in the youth shelter.
And that
for
building's so
Christmas.
scary. You guys probably don't even need the decorations anyway, right? We're just gonna walk through. No, I'm just playing.
It's pretty good. I know last year we had like younger ones that came through and they got pretty scared. So we're talking about doing like a maybe an hour each night where, it's not as scary for our younger ones.
Yeah, there you go.
A soft, open, is that what they call it?
Yeah,
Like on,
yeah.
to make it a little bit less scary, because we want them to have fun, but not that much fun.
I like that idea.
Well, I'm
Nightmares.
gonna bust out my teenagers here and stuff. I remember a Ho Chunk Renaissance had one, right?
Yep.
And my daughter, she wanted to go, and she to the point where like she was. I don't know, it's kind of weird and stuff, you know what I mean? But they're younger kids and stuff, and then we're like, well, if you're not going to go, then let's go, And then she started crying because she wanted to go. So it's just like, well, make up your mind. End up going, they just laughed through it, had the greatest time and stuff. It's just one of my memories that popped up. But yeah that's going to be coming up around the corner. Appreciate you guys for doing that. Bethany, you got anything for them?
No, I just like that you guys are gonna do like the soft opening hours for it, and seeing that children 6 and under are free.
Yes.
So got some little
Bring
ones
them
that I'm
through,
gonna be sneaking through. Nah.
For sure.
Definitely.
Well, Curtis, Emmy, thank you for coming by, stopping by. When you guys, come back up and promote the haunted house.
Oh, yes,
next
yes,
Tuesday
yes.
and stuff. You know what I mean? We'd love to hear from you guys and to see how that event goes with the pumpkin and everything. And then I'm sure you guys have some more events coming up. I always remember the drag show you guys put on.
Oh, yeah.
First
Yes.
ever in Winnebago, and then you guys made history. And then last, it had it down at the Blackhawk Center. That was really cool. So you guys, as an organization, give into economy too, because you guys hired us.
Yes.
And that's just kind of working. And I think like some of the performers are just not from here. You brought some of the performers from other areas that were native. And that was pretty unique. So very good job.
yes.
Good job.
Native first, yes.
FUBU for us, by us. But any shout outs before?
I don't have anything. No birthdays for my family this month. Do you have any?
My dad's birthday, Pierre Merrick, his birthday is October 19th.
Oh,
Coming
yeah, there you go.
up.
Happy birthday.
Oh shoot! Scary thing. That Blackbird Hill, Lady That Screams, on Thursday the 17th, and it's a full moon and it's a super moon. So go see it.
Okay.
Take that. Go see it. She screams because it's pretty scary,
Oh, man. Okay. All right.
I went up there last year and it was
Heard of
creepy.
this, but never.
You had an
experienced it.
idea.
I did, yes. So since we're on this subject, with Halloween coming up, I would like to do like a spooky hour or something here on the Big Voice, where I was thinking this is just like an idea of just throwing it out there and putting a poll out on Facebook and have everybody submit scary stories, and then take the top 5 scariest, and those are the ones that we'll read over the air and make it very spooky.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Let's run with it, man. Because we got
I
the
like
big
that.
voice and stuff.
Heck
Yeah,
yes.
for sure, for sure.
Yes.
The scarier, the better.
So you gotta bring back that Blackbird Hill
Yeah.
story.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Get up and dance.
Jane, how you doing? Come on over. We'll get these guys programmed in, get them mic'd up. And in the meantime, between time, this tonight, starting at 5, volleyball, live action.
Yes.
Big voice.
Well-
We're kind of back on the air. How did the last game go?
I thought it went really well. I had
It was football.
it
St.
was football.
Francis.
And so we went with a different setup, so there was just a little bit of adjustments to make with that. And then as far as the actual game itself, it was, I believe they put down the mercy rule because it was 50-0.
Oh, okay.
Or it might have been a little bit over 50, but Bago Indians won, and they played really awesome. It was who did they play again?
St. Francis.
St. Francis.
Yep.
And then I know that some of the parents and some of the teachers and community members and the teammates put on a meal for
cool.
some of the visitors and
Yeah.
those.
There
I
you
thought
go.
that was really nice.
For sure. Okay. All right. So we are going to get ready for our next section here. Appreciate everybody staying tuned in here as we have Jane from Winnebago Comprehensive Healthcare System, 12 Clans Unity Hospital, and the Winnebago Public Health Department. Jane, what do you got for us?
Hi, everyone. Well, it's time to think about those immunizations, especially with the fall coming on. And one vaccine that not everybody wants to think about, but I think we need to think about, is the COVID-19 vaccine.
Okay.
COVID, unfortunately, is still around, and there are still ways that we can protect ourselves and protect our families. So there is, as you probably know, there's been a number of COVID vaccines that have evolved over this whole COVID pandemic. And what happens is these viruses are very smart, and so they can replicate. So one vaccine that we started with does not necessarily now protect us from the virus that we are seeing. So the latest virus is JN1.
Okay.
And there is a new vaccine that has been updated. And so along with that, we want people to consider, even if you've been vaccinated in the past, that this is the latest vaccine that affects the latest variant that we are seeing. And it still remains very, very important that we consider these vaccines, all the way from 6 months, all the way up to our elders. And along those lines is we may think there's a common perception that it's like a cold, and for many it is. It's like symptoms that vary like a cold and may not affect you much more than a cold. But unfortunately, if we have people that are suffering from some chronic diseases, hypertension, diabetes, cancer, or maybe a pregnant mom or a newborn, these are people that we want to think about, how can we protect them? If they're in our household or if we're out and about in the community, how can we keep them safe also? And one of the ways is by updating your COVID vaccine.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for that information. Now, how do I get this vaccine?
Okay, so the COVID vaccine is available at 12 Clans Pharmacy.
Okay.
You can register, go into the hospital, register at the patient registry department, and then go on over to pharmacy. Pharmacy's hours are very convenient. They're from 8 till 4.
Okay.
Every day except Wednesday, 10 to 4.
10 4, okay.
Yes. And so if you do have, insurance, they will take that information. If not, they will still make that vaccine available to you. Now, along those lines also, you probably should consider the influenza vaccine. And that's the flu, commonly known as the flu vaccine. And again, every year, our pharmaceutical companies look at the variant that they see is going to be most prevalent and try to prepare the vaccine in that perspective as to what vaccine can be most effective of the flu variant that we think is going to be most commonly around.
Yeah.
And so you can get those vaccines at the same time, or if you decide that you want to wait, that is absolutely okay also. Another vaccine that not a lot of people are aware of is the RSV vaccine for adults.
Okay.
RSV is a respiratory syncytial virus, and we commonly hear of it in little kids, and it really can, just cause a lot of havoc with their respiratory system, with coughing and congestion, and real difficult to see a little one suffering with this. But unfortunately, adults now, they've been finding more and more cases of RSV in the adult population. So along those lines now, this is relatively new. They've developed an RSV vaccine for adults. And so especially they're saying people 60 years of age and older. And again, with any of those comorbidities that we talked about, the diabetes or any type of chronic disease someone might be suffering from, Or even if they feel, sometimes as we get older too, our immune systems are just not as vibrant as they were when we were young. So it makes us more susceptible to getting these viruses. So that may be another vaccine that people want to consider, especially if you have several generations in your house. You want to protect each generation and do the best that you can for them to avoid the whole house being ill.
I appreciate when COVID-19 was rampant, we had one of the highest vaccination rates in the state. And it's because a lot of people were worried about their elders.
Yes.
And the same thing applies here and stuff. And not, far as like making a lot of news and stuff like that. But let's try to get the word out and let's try to get them to get the vaccination and stuff. And that's very important. I know some relatives that lost people, especially children, to the flu. It's just like it's pretty interesting and stuff. You hear kind of some of those stories that they refuse it because of the, how do you say it, the misconceptions and the conspiracy theories. But it's been proven, you know what I mean? I got the vaccine myself, COVID-19 vaccine. I'm still here. I'm not growing horns or turned green or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, I think they have the best interests at the heart and stuff. So appreciate you bringing up that information. You also brought a guest here.
Yes, I did.
We want to give her an opportunity to introduce herself. And I know you probably have some information as well. So go for it.
Yes. Hi, I'm Shannon Wright, public health nurse.
Oh.
I work with Jane.
Yeah, I recognize you from the emails then. So, yeah. You probably see me around and everything, too.
Yes,
So, what's up, Shannon?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for the
Thanks
invite.
for coming up. I think
Yeah.
this is your first time on Big Voice.
Second, but before you came into the picture, I think we were the first ones when Bethany and Geraldine was part of our department. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
We
cool.
shared some of our events.
Oh, yeah, yep.
But yeah, it's
remember
been
that.
it's been a while.
Yeah. So it's good that you're back here and stuff. But you
Yeah.
have some events coming up.
Yeah, this Thursday it's Indigenous Pink Day for breast cancer awareness.
Oh, okay.
And it also is our breast cancer awareness walk.
Oh,
It
this
starts
Thursday?
at 10, yes.
Okay.
It was rescheduled to Thursday, and so we hope a lot of people can come out. Maybe a little bit chilly, but if I'm not mistaken, I think it is our 30th year of doing breast cancer awareness walks here in the community.
Wow.
That's cool.
If Julie Bassett is out there, and she might be able to correct me, but
Yeah.
if my memory serves, I think they started in 1994 with the breast cancer awareness walk. So that's
Okay.
pretty cool.
Yeah. And then screenings.
Yes,
How do you do that?
Yes. So we'll be at the event. We'll be sharing a lot of the screening recommendations for breast cancer prevention, getting those annual mammograms for 40 and older, as well as cervical cancer prevention. We're even going to share information about lung cancer, some of the lung cancer screening that's available to us now to prevent lung cancer and catch it early.
Yeah.
In general, in indigenous communities, it's, most of the data is in women, but we all have breast tissue, so we're seeing it more in men as well. So we want to raise the awareness on screening for those that are at risk.
Okay.
And in indigenous communities, we're seeing that they have a 10% higher chance of developing breast cancer. And it's the second leading cause of breast cancer or cancer death in indigenous communities. So we want to raise that awareness. We want to also share information about the ease of mammograms and what a result looks like and what to do to kind of help alleviate some of the fear out there about what a mammogram is and if it's painful or not. It can be somewhat uncomfortable, but we do, our folks at WCHS who are doing the mammography, they take very good care of you and want you to, be as comfortable as you possibly can during the screening, and it's relatively short and easy. Like I said, it can be a little bit of discomfort for a short amount of time, but it's very, very important, and it's really what is you hear the message of early detection is the best protection, and
Right.
it really is. The earlier that you can find abnormalities or concerning things within the breast tissue, the better your chances are for a good outcome. And there's so many of us out there that are survivors and living as the medical advances have happened over the many years. So the other thing I just wanted to mention too, because it's Friday, we're running out of time. It's my Monday to me, so I'm like, we got a few more days. But Friday also is another big screening day for us, and we're partnering with the Great Plains Chairman's Leaders Health Board in doing STI screening.
Okay.
They're coming on Friday. We'll be set up at the clinic from 10 to 3. And they will also receive an incentive for getting their screening done if they haven't been tested within the last 45 days. But the other thing too, with the big message for the importance of vaccines, people that come in for their flu vaccine, COVID vaccine, will also be eligible for a gift card that day as well.
Oh, cool. It's this Friday.
This Friday, the
Okay.
18th, starts at 10, and I believe we'll be set up until 3 o'clock that day.
For the health of it.
Yes.
I like that slogan. You know what I mean? For the health of it, for real. Because the Winnebago Public Health Department, you think of the hospital. Why do you guys go to the hospital? Well, it's because, something happened, like you hit your head or broke an arm or, and something had to happen.
Yes.
But the Winnebago Public Health Department's different. You guys are trying to prevent a lot of this stuff. And that's very important to keep up our prevention. This like you wouldn't give somebody your access to your ATM because you're trying to prevent that information of leaking out and then taking your money or something like that. You want to prevent all this things so awareness is needed. Show up for and anybody can come, not just females or anything like that. This is for everybody.
Right. It's a day of awareness, but many of our walkers are walking for a loved one, in honor of a loved one who's either fighting currently, who has fought. They themselves may be a survivor.
Yeah.
And those that we've lost. So it's a number of situations where people are coming out, and just wearing the pink is really an imagery, I guess, for how resilient and strong we are as a people in bringing awareness, doing what we can to support our families who are going through whatever they're fighting, and pink is just the color for breast cancer awareness. And like I said, it's symbolic for the resilience of our people, and just an eye-opening color, I guess, for
I remember
symbolism
when
of
NFL. The players, I was like, why are they wearing pink? They got pink shoes on. They got pink, kind of jerseys and everything too. But they were promoting the survivors and also those that are going through it, and then also prevention and awareness and stuff. And it was just kind of like pink. When I was growing up, was known as Barbie. You had to be a female to wear pink, all this and that. And they were like, why are you wearing pink and stuff? But now it's kind of like the symbolism, and that's to create the awareness. I like it, and to get people thinking about doing a screening. So very good information. Jane, Shannon, appreciate you guys coming up. Any shout outs that you guys want to give out there and stuff? Jane, did you know Jane is a good singer? She is a good singer. She karaoke'd at the Elders Dance, or what was it? The Seniors on the Move.
Yeah, Seniors on the Move. Yes.
Her and Jordan, they were out there karaoke, man. We're gonna have to get kind of like an encore performance and stuff,
Yes.
What is
Jen,
it?
you gotta come on. All request live.
Yeah.
Sing happy birthday for us.
You got to give 1,000 comments, and then Jane will go live for us and sing. You know what I mean?
Oh boy, I don't know about that, but it was a lot of fun. And Garan, you did such a great job.
It was
fun. And we're really hoping that we can have this event, next year again.
Yeah,
So,
for sure, for
yeah,
sure. So,
for sure.
Singing's universal language, and I think that
Absolutely.
everybody had a good time and stuff. But
Oh, for sure.
Shannon, you want to send a shout out or anything?
Is it okay, Jane, if I mention
Sure.
your situation? Jane, we are sad to announce this, but Jane will be retiring the end of this month. Her last day is the 1st of November.
Wow! Congratulations on the retirement. How many years?
In nursing,
Yeah.
over 50.
Wow! Wow! I mean, that is awesome to find a profession to do that. You know what I mean? 50 years. That is awesome. Well-deserved
you.
retirement, man. I'm happy for you and stuff. But keep going. I'm sorry.
Well, just wanted to shout out that we, are really going to miss Jane and her work that she's done with us in the health department. Wish her well.
Yeah.
If you see her out and about, I know there are many people out there that can share the same sentiment of Jane and the work that
Yeah,
she's done and
for sure.
dedication. So just a shout out to her. And
Thank you.
all of the work that she's
Yeah.
done for the health department. in her time
Congratulations,
here.
Jane.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you for all your work.
It's really bittersweet, It just really is because, being non-native, you have embraced me. This community has embraced me so much, and I love all the people that have crossed my
Yeah.
path, and I've been privileged to work with or be with or assist in any way that I can. I'm hoping that once in a while I'll get an invitation to come back
Sure.
and visit you all, but and I'm not that far away, just 40 miles down the road. So but anyway, it's just been a beautiful I guess ending
Yeah.
to my career. God led me here, and I thank Him for that. I thank Him for bringing all of you into my life, and me providing to give back, which I love doing. And so, till we meet again, I
Yeah,
guess.
for sure, for
It's
sure.
never goodbye till we meet
No.
again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Jane. Well,
Thank you.
congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
And Shannon, thank you for doing that beautiful dedication and shout out to her. Yeah, that is wonderful. All right,
you.
ladies. Well, thank you for joining us here today. That was the Winnebago Public Health Department. The information, make sure you go get that COVID-19 vaccination, also flu, and be thinking about that. We'll see you guys on that Thursday for October 17th. We'll make sure we'll post that
Yep.
and get the word about that. So appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, ladies.
Oh.
This is the one that makes me feel kind of mischievous a little bit.
You know what that means, right?
It's Global Hand Washing Day.
Well, since we kind of changed it up a little bit, since she's behind the driver's seat today, I have to walk out of the room and not hear the Winnebago Talks because it's going to be me versus Bethany, right?
Oh, my bad.
Is this on? Are we on?
Are you there?
We can do them together, or
First one to answer?
either that. We'll just keep score. It's up to you.
How you want to do it? DJ Bethany. Tyler's not back there?
She is not.
Okay.
So it's
Real
just you
quick
guys.
before we go into it, let's excuse you from the room,
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
and then we'll call you back after I give my
Okay.
answers.
All right.
But real quick, it
The
is
radio
global.
show's playing in my office, so just beware.
So plug your ears.
I'll
Just
go.
kidding.
I'll go outside. I'm excited. I'm excited. This is the first time I ever get to do it. So
Today
shut the door and everything.
is actually for a Global Hand Washing Day.
Yeah, we should do
So,
that every day.
An effective practice in preventing the spread of germs and illnesses is
I'm gonna
hand
wash my hands.
hygiene. Yes.
All right.
But you should always do that, yes. So
Okay.
just-
Okay. All right.
Yeah, if you want to just shut the door,
Yeah.
and then we'll open the door when you're ready. All right. All right. So this is the answer B, this being Milt. I always like to say that. If you know where that came from, shout out to you guys. This being Milt. Anyway, okay, so there's 5 questions and there's only multiple choice on 4 of them, okay? So question number 2 is basically going to be either you know it or you don't.
Okay.
All right? So question number 1. The giant red spot on Jupiter is changing. Scientists theorize that it may disappear altogether by 2045, but that is just a theory. Who is credited with discovering the celestial sight, the giant red spot? Do you need the multiple choice or do you know it?
Yes, I will take that multiple choice.
Is it A, Galileo Galilei? Is it B, Robert Hooke? Is it C, Giovanni Cassini? Or was it D, Genghis Khan? Who discovered the big red spot?
I'm going to go with C.
C? Okay.
C.
Okay. Question number 2, and this is, you have to know it or not.
Okay.
All right? There is no multiple choice for this one only. What product did Benson and Hedges produce?
Benson and Hedges. I feel like
What did they make? What did they produce?
Benson and Hedges.
Mm-hmm.
Benson and Hedges, they created... They created household appliances.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, question number 3. There's multiple choice if you need it. Well, actually, it is multiple choice. Which of these brands was not a producer of electronics? Which one did not make electronics?
Okay.
Was it RCA, Zenith, Magnavox, or Plimpton? Which one did not make electronics?
Xenobox or whatever. Or wait.
Zenith, RCA, Zenith, Magnavox, or Plimpton? Which one did not make electronics?
Magnavox.
Magnavox, okay. C, that is C. Question number 4. President Joe Biden was a longtime senator from the state of Delaware. Vice President Kamala Harris was a senator from California. Prior to being elected to the U.S. Senate, what job did Vice President Harris have? There's multiple choice.
I'll take it.
A, Lieutenant Governor. B, Solicitor General for the Southern District of California. C, the Attorney General for the state of California. Or D, the Mayor of San Francisco.
Let's see here. I know she was making headway, so we'll go with...
Lieutenant Governor, Solicitor General for the Southern District of California, Attorney General for the state of California, or the Mayor of San Francisco.
I'm torn between Attorney General and Mayor. I'm going to go with AG. C, Attorney General.
Okay. And then finally, question 5. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Royal Crown Cola, etc. are some of the most popular beverages worldwide. Who invented the delicious concoction known as cola? Do you need multiple choice?
Yes.
Okay. Was it A, Dr. John S. Pemberton, B, George Clinton Jr., C, Robert Hooke, D, Jane Witherspoon?
I'm going to go with that Hook guy.
Hooke? Okay.
Yes.
That is letter C.
Heard his name a couple times.
Okay. Let's let him in then. I'll get him.
Okay. So while MCBKC grabs DJ Guaranteed, I wanted to run through a couple of reminders here. So we are going to be live streaming this evening at the Winnebago Public School Gym for varsity volleyball. And so
Yes, go Big Blue.
make sure you subscribe to our YouTube if you have not already. KWTN, the big voice, 1009.
All right, Garan, ready?
Just come walking in on your tiptoes.
I know, I like that. That's really good background music. Okay, the first question, and there's multiple choice. The giant red spot on Jupiter is changing. Scientists theorize that it may disappear altogether by 2045, but that is just a theory. Who is credited with discovering the celestial sight, the giant red spot? Do you need multiple choice?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it A, Galileo Galilei? Was it B, Robert Hooke? Was it C, Giovanni Cassini? Or was it D, Genghis Khan?
Okay. Dang.
Who is credited with discovering the big giant red spot?
It's not the last one. Who was the first one?
Galileo Galilei, Robert Hooke, Giovanni Cassini.
I'm gonna try the Cassini dude.
Okay, so that's what Bethany said as well. And you're both wrong.
Oh,
It is
man.
Robert Hooke.
Robert Hooke.
Yes. Now,
like-
Cassini does have papers, which is about a decade after Robert Hooke.
Okay.
But Robert Hooke actually had where he kept diaries.
Oh, okay.
The dude from Peter Pan?
Not quite. So that's a good one. Okay, question number 2. There is no multiple choice, and you just have to know it.
Okay. I know it.
All right.
Did she get it right? This one,
We'll
put more
see.
pressure on myself.
What product did Benson and Hedges produce?
Who?
What product did Benson and Hedges produce? You just have to know it.
Benson and Hedges?
Yes. What product did they produce?
Is that like Ben and Jerry's last name or something like that? Ice cream.
Ice cream?
Yeah.
Okay. And the answer is for both of you. Benson and Hedges produced cigarettes.
Oh.
They were a tobacco distributor based out of England. Benson and Hedges. Yes.
Are they the ones that act? I mean, like, they produced it.
Well, they made cigarettes and tobacco products.
Whoa, okay.
So, yes.
Who said that in there? Someone had that right. Wait.
Did they?
Someone said it right?
DC?
Yes. I don't know
Oh.
the name, but Anubis 1911.
Okay.
Shout out to that person.
Oh,
They
yeah.
said cigarettes or tobacco?
Yeah, they said bigarettes.
Yep. Okay. Okay. So we're still 0-0.
0-0.
Question number 3, and there is multiple choice if you need it.
Okay.
Which of these brands is not a producer of electronics?
Okay.
RCA,
Okay.
Zenith, Magnavox, or Plimpton?
Plimpton.
Plimpton? Okay. Ding! And that's correct.
Yes.
RCA, Zenith, and Magnavox, yes, are all producers of electronics. Plimpton is not.
I said Magna.
Yes, so
Box.
it's 1-0. All right. Question number 4. President Joe Biden
confident with
was a
this one.
longtime senator from Delaware.
Choco
Vice
Joe.
President Kamala Harris was a senator from California. Prior to being elected to the U.S. Senate, what job did Vice President Harris have? You need multiple choice.
She was like good going.
Okay. A. Lieutenant Governor.
Okay.
B. Solicitor General for the Southern District of California. C. Attorney General for the state of California.
That's it,
or
C.
D. The Mayor of San Francisco.
She was the Attorney General.
Okay, C. Yep, you both got it right. So now it's 2-1 for Garan. Okay. Yeah. Question number 5. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Royal Crown Cola, etc. are some of the most popular beverages worldwide. Who invented the delicious concoction known as cola? There's multiple choice if you need it.
Yeah, I'm going to need to go.
Was it A, Dr. John S. Pemberton, B, George Clinton Jr., C, Robert Hooke, D, Jane Witherspoon?
It was the first guy.
Dr. John? And the answer is ding. Hey, you got it right.
Dang. Clean sweep.
3-1.
Melt into my chair.
Yes.
There you
No, I'm
go.
just kidding.
You can get a little. Yes, a victory.
Victory
a
speech?
Yes. So, if you can guess his profession, there's an extra point.
He was a physician. I don't know.
Physician? Okay.
He was a veterinarian.
Close. He was a pharmacist.
Oh.
Oh,
So, yep.
dang. What, I mean, what did he do? I mean, like, I want to know the story behind that one.
Okay.
I thought I'd seen a documentary on how they made the hot Cheetos. Did anybody see that? Did you ever see that?
No.
There was a guy that it's a powder or something like that, and they just put it on everything. You see hot
It
Cheetos
is
and hot Funyuns,
Nah,
hot,
just kidding.
all this and that and stuff. You know what I mean?
Not a
But
fan. Yeah.
yeah, I thought the guy was like a custodian or something like that.
Maybe.
I thought I seen a documentary on it and stuff, but
Yes, could have been out there. And so
He's just
the first
dabbling
question
with
we had was,
flavors.
of course, about Jupiter. And if you haven't seen it, the comet Sunchinshan Atlas has been in the sky, and it was out pretty prominently the other night, I believe on Saturday.
Did you see it?
It is seen just after dusk when Venus is in the sky and visible, and it is in the western sky. So yeah, it's pretty. There's some pretty dynamic pictures out there.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures.
Yeah, the most notable thing about that, of course, is it is on an 80,000 year orbit.
Wow.
So the last time it was in the sky was far before civilization, and I
Yeah.
believe during one of the last ice ages.
I'm gonna have to look at this picture.
They're pretty cool pictures
Yeah.
all around. So really good stuff. Yep. So good job there today, guys. Hopefully you like those questions. A little bit out there. The one thing we forgot to mention also, I wanted to put it out there, is the Winnebago Indian News, of course, is hosting the annual Neola Old Lady Walker lighting contest. And so we are currently seeking sponsors for the various prizes that can be given out during that event. The date has yet to be determined, but we need to collect everyone that wants to get in on being a monetary sponsor, items, or whatever you want to give away as one of the prizes. You can get a hold again of Tyler, Tyler.snake, Tyler.snake at WinnebagoTribe.com, and tell us how you want to be involved as one of the sponsors. So we're seeking those currently.
I thought you did an amazing job on your visuals too for the promotion.
Yeah, that was
Thank
pretty
you.
cool.
Do you like that, Mariah Carey?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
on thawed.
Yeah, she's on thawing as we speak.
Okay, we got a joke of the day.
Oh gosh.
Okay, that's the we'll assign this sound to the joke of the day. You guys ready for it? Okay, this is the prepare for the joke of the day, because this one's right here. Why don't monsters eat ghosts?
Because not a
Because.
That's good.
Okay, so because they taste like sheet. Ghost wears a sheet. You know what I mean? Like
I like that one.
Yes. So.
all right, that's a pretty cool one. We have live streaming tonight and
Yes.
Thursday, so good get out the vote, guys. Get your
Absolutely.
vaccines, pick up the Winnebago Indian News, fill out that form, general welfare exclusion payment. We'll help you guys if you guys need some help too.
Yes.
But tomorrow they're gonna have that down at the senior center. So if you know any elders that need help on their application, there was a couple that came through that they were like, "Oh man, I didn't know I needed to attach my photo ID and stuff."
Yes.
So we as communications, we're taking this one to heart. But we're asking for everybody's help, is that because that November 15th deadline is very important.
Yes.
And we just don't want nobody to be out of luck and stuff. So if you have a Winnebago relative that's in California or Minnesota or, down south somewhere or even on the East Coast, let them know about this. Give them a call and kind of
Yes.
check in with them and stuff too. So that is very important. So very good episode here today. Make sure you guys change the weather and stuff. Stay nice and warm as we enter the next few months. A lot of
Bundle up.
events coming up, and I think Boys and Girls Club have Trunk or Treat or something like that coming up at the big screen
Yep, this Friday.
this Friday. Yes. Can we get that information out?
Yep.
Yep. All those
Let me
events
just
are on
real
our social
quick
media.
So that's gonna be at the big screen, and I seen that they updated, so they got like more sponsorships and more things planned for that. And they're going to be doing a trunk or treat was added, and games, movies, prizes, food. Let's
Say
see.
less. No.
A lot of good stuff though, if I could find it.
There it is right there. Then,
Yep.
yep. Got it.
Good one.
All right, I'm just scrolling for this real quick, guys. There it is.
There it is.
It's a zombie party. So, Boys and Girls Club of the Ho Chunk Ni Shoch Ha Chi is going to have a zombie party at the big screen, and it'll be from 3:30 to 7:30 p.m. And there's going to be a zombie walk run, a trunk or treat from 6 to 7:30 p.m., pumpkin painting, a cakewalk, s'mores, campfire, trick or treat bags, food, movie, games, music, bouncy houses. Lots of sponsors that made this possible. Shout out to the new director at the Boys and Girls Club?
Troy Parker.
Yeah, Troy Parker.
Yeah, for sure. Doing a lot of good things. And yeah, I think that they have they were talking about, they're going to try to get a new building here in the next couple of years too. So a lot of things in the works for the Boys and Girls Club, and appreciate all the parents and all the sponsors for helping out that. the trunk or treat and stuff. If you have an opportunity, make sure you check that on out, and the programs that are going to be helping out with that. Are we helping out trunk or treat?
Not that I saw.
We should.
We're providing the big screen. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. Nobody get mad.
We're letting it happen.
Just kidding, guys.
Okay.
We'll allow it.
But while we conclude the episode, any shout outs?
Yeah, Brian, happy birthday, man.
Oh,
Yes.
Thank you again.
And then I want to
Tyler had a birthday too.
Yes, she
Yes,
did.
I want to send a belated birthday shout out to Tyler, and then shout out to my nephew Kichi and my niece Danessa.
MCB Casey.
Yeah, thank you guys, and then everyone out there. The birthday wishes are very well received. Just another day, but whatever. I'm happy.
Just whatever, man.
When you're old, it's like, man,
You should celebrate it for
Yeah.
sure, for sure.
it's like, you made it. No.
You guys have a good rest of your day. Winnebago Talks. I'll see you next Tuesday.